Get reaction on the story. Attorney Ulrich Roux is with us to discuss the legal implications. So Ulrich, the Education Department reckons actually charging bullies will deter this from happening in the future. What do you say?
Hi, good afternoon, Sean. I agree completely. More so in this case where the girl who is facing these charges now is 19 years old. So she will be tried as an adult in our criminal courts, and I think it is a very good way for bullying in our schools to be done away with. It cannot be accepted any longer. Every year we see a vast amount of videos and incidents where bullying takes place in schools, and I think that the only way that we will be able to successfully stamp it out is if the South African police becomes involved, and if these children are prosecuted for assaulting another child, because that is what it is at the end of the day.
So let's talk about when someone is not 19 or 18, but a juvenile instead, younger, because that's what we see most often. What are the legal routes in that regard?
Well, they will also be tried criminally, but they will be tried by the children's court. So in other words, it is a court that caters for minors or juveniles, and if they do break the law and do act in contravention of the Criminal Procedure Act, then there is a process with which our justice system will deal with them. They could very well face harsh penalties. There are institutions that minors can be placed in if they have been convicted of criminal activities, and one could see more of this happening if the police and the National Prosecuting Authority take a more serious stance towards bullying and minors committing crimes within the school atmosphere.
And then just in terms of the sentences, Ulrich, I mean, it would be lighter given that these would be juveniles that are accused of assault.
Yes, definitely. Our judicial system does aim more towards rehabilitating a person who's been convicted of a crime and trying to reintroduce them into society, and try and see if they can still contribute positively towards society. If it is a first-time offender, then that would be a consideration which would be taken into account by the court. But if a child or a scholar is convicted numerous times of bullying and committing crimes whilst in the school environment, then that will definitely count against that person if the initial sentence handed down did not have a deterring effect on her.
Yeah, so some would argue that it's really too harsh to see kids go to jail for bullying. There must be other measures. But what about the schooling involved here, or the lack thereof, if we're seeing more and more teenagers in jail for bullying other pupils?
Sean, fact of the matter is that bullying, in this instance, it's assault. And if you are an adult, such as what this girl is, then you would be tried in a normal criminal court in South Africa for the crime of assault. So, bullying should not only be seen as bullying, in my opinion. If a person unlawfully injures another person, then they should face the law, the full might of the law, as they would when they were, if they were an adult. And I think that the minute that the NPA takes a more harsh stance towards children, then that will definitely have a more deterring effect in our schooling system, and hopefully we will see less of these incidents occurring.
All right, thank you so much for your time and your insight. We appreciate it. That is Ulrich Roux from Ulrich Roux and Associates. Still